KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Starting now on Primetime, it's back to 5 days of face-to-face learning for students under the Guam Department of Education's module. Plus, a report has been released on the dead-on-arrival cases on our island community. And what does the Omicron coronavirus variant mean for Guam?
Hafide and good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Devanzo, and thanks for tuning in to your news leader. The Guam Department of Education welcomed back all grade-level students enrolled in the face-to-face module of learning to a full week of in-person instruction this morning, which the agency says was smooth sailing. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan has this report.
There were more than 26,000 Guam Department of Education students from pre-kindergarten through the 12th grade that walked back onto all 41 public school campuses for 5 days of in-person learning. Despite a shortage of 12 bus drivers and the wet weather, GDOE Interim Public Information Officer Michelle Franquez said in a Zoom interview with KUAM News that the first day of the resumption went well.
Typically, according to Deputy Erica Cruz, we work with 100 buses, but we're instead now working with 88. But even if they had to double back, our students were able to be dropped off in time before classes began. And so, again, some of our schools just said, other than the weather being really cold, they had a smooth early morning drop-off for most part.
GDOE's original plan was to have high school students return on Wednesday, December 1st for a full week of in-person instruction, while elementary and middle schools by Monday, January 3rd. However, the Guam Education Board had a different plan. The GEB gave the green light last week Tuesday through Resolution 2021-12, allowing all grade levels to return to classes full-time today, November 29th, 2 days prior to the original plan. Franquez said the attendance rate for today was great.
Well, overall, we had with some of the reports coming in from several of our schools, we had about a 75 to 85% attendance rate, which is pretty good in general for our students who are attending school face-to-face.
But according to KUAM News Archives, the attendance rate prior to the COVID-19 pandemic ranges from 90 to 92%. Meanwhile, GDOE is still expected to hold a community parent input session soon.
I believe we're most likely going to schedule one as soon as we first get our input from all the schools and see what are some of the challenges that we are addressing. And of course, we want to make sure that when we have our parent input sessions, we're able to give, very important messages.
GDOE noted students registered to the online model of learning will remain in the mode until the end of the school year. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
There are some revealing findings in a just-released report that examines the alarming number of COVID dead-on-arrival cases on Guam. Our Nestor Lecanto spoke with territorial epidemiologist Dr. Ann Pobutsky, who explains that the preliminary data shows clear trends in who were most susceptible to being a DOA case.
It was all triggered by the deaths of a married couple in early July. They were pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital within a week of each other. And within a month, there were numerous other such DOA cases. It drew enough concern that even officials from the Centers for Disease Control have been brought in and continued to investigate. What's striking is that of the 119 COVID deaths from the 4-month period from July 8th to November 19th, nearly 40% were dead on arrival cases.
It's heavily skewing disproportionately with Pacific Islanders, Micronesians, and especially Chukis. By sex, what we're seeing is it's heavily skewed towards males for both dead on arrivals and the non-dead on arrival cases, but even more so with the dead on arrivals. You know why, men don't go to the hospital until it's too late, or the doctor. By age, we're also seeing it's heavily skewing towards elderly people in both categories, the dead on arrival and non-dead on arrival cases, but there's more in the dead on arrival cases of middle-aged people, 40 to 59. Most of the cases in both instances are from the north, our most populated villages, but we see a slight difference with slightly more coming from the south with the dead on arrivals. Not sure why.
But the biggest takeaway for Dr. Pobutsky?
82% of the dead on arrival cases were unvaccinated compared to 58% of the non-DOA cases. So that's definitely a risk factor.
The data is just a preliminary look as the CDC team continues to look into the DOA phenomenon.
We should get a lot more detail on this as this investigation unfolds in the next couple of months.
In the meantime, they're planning more outreach to increase COVID literacy among those who should get treatment but aren't.
We had 2 press conferences, one at the end of August and one in early September, to kind of alert the community about this, because at the time, monoclonal antibody treatments were available at all of the hospitals, and there's no reason, people could get the treatment right away.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
A new coronavirus strain named Omicron has been found in South Africa. The United States has already imposed travel bans to the country, but what does this mean for Guam? Daniel Perez has more.
At Public Health, of course, we're monitoring this situation. We're aware and we're familiar with it. There's still a lot we don't know about the Omicron variant. And I know, of course, experts at the WHO and CDC are also monitoring the situation.
Public Health PIO Janela Carrera speaking on the Omicron variant and assuring residents that DPHSS is closely watching this new strain. Carrera added that they don't want the public to panic and reiterates the 3 W's.
And the best defense that we have against the Omicron variant and any variant is to follow all the public health recommendations. And that is to wash your hands, keep a safe distance from others, and wear your mask at all times.
Although the island is now out of its 3rd surge, Carrera urges the public to continue getting vaccinated, as well as getting boosters to avoid another spike in cases, especially with the Omicron variant spreading worldwide.
If you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you haven't had your booster shot, please get your booster shot. These basic recommendations are our best defenses against this variant or any variant.
As for travel bans,
our current travel guidance, our current travel and quarantine protocol is still in effect. It's still the one that was recently announced. And that is the one that we are following. There is also the federal travel recommendations, the federal travel guidance, and so that is what we're still following. No changes have been made, and so that is, of course, if you are fully vaccinated or you have a negative test, then you can enter Guam. And as long as you show proof of those, then you can enter Guam.
According to Carrera, Public Health is keeping an eye on the new variants, along with the CDC team currently on island to prepare for any new infections and symptoms this variant may bring, and urges the public to remain vigilant. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
In regional news, the CNMI public school system changed its plans for reopening less than 24 hours before its 10,000 students were supposed to return to full in-person learning. Tomas Mengletnia reports.
Back to in-person school plans were changed over the weekend for thousands of students in the NMI. Face-to-face instruction will now resume based on COVID-19 screening and testing schedules on campuses on Rota, Tinian, and Saipan. The public school system released this video last Friday.
As we prepare to reopen schools, I want to assure you that your voices have been heard and your input considered deeply. The decision to reopen with the news of community spread cases is not made lightly.
The CNMI reported at least 400 cases in the last month. Based on the current schedule, most schools should reopen by December 10.
We've made vaccination accessible to staff and students with our partnership with CHCC, and we will continue to screen OPSS school staff and students at schools as recommended.
At Marianas High School, 85% of its students and 95% of its staff are fully vaccinated. In a video of their own, education leaders say they're ready.
We remain at a critical moment and a critical time, but we will overcome with teamwork towards excellence.
But not everyone is on board. Over 2,600 people signed an online petition calling for the school system to remain online until cases decrease and vaccinations increase. The school system is expected to release the results of its own survey soon. Tomas Manglotnia for KUAM News on Saipan.
Thanks, Tomas. We also interviewed the Public School Board of Education. You can view the full interview on our YouTube channel. Thanks for that report, Tomas. And he joins us live from Saipan, where Governor Torres is hosting a veteran town hall meeting. Good evening, Tomas.
Good evening, Hannah. Yes, I'm reporting live here at the Cagman Community Center, where Governor Torres just walked in along with Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios a few moments ago, along with more than a dozen other residents who are here in a first of a series of town halls which will span Saipan, Tinian, and Rota to discuss the latest issues and concerns of the veterans in our community. In this next clip, you'll hear from Governor Torres about his motivations for holding this town hall meetings.
Our veterans. If you need anything, please call the Veterans Office. If you are not able to come to the office for physical reason, any other challenges, please call the office and we'll have the office come to you and assist you, whether it be application or simple information if you can't do it over the phone. Or services that you need to be assisted with. So again, I encouraged all of our veterans, families to look forward to more town hall meetings and schedule will be forthcoming next week. I believe they'll try to publish that out on Monday to have a town hall meeting every village and also to Rota and Tinian in the coming weeks and perhaps even months. So to all of our community, please let's continue to give thanks and praise to our veterans and their families and those that are in the armed forces. Thank you for all your sacrifices and protecting our Commonwealth and our great nation.
Hannah, they're inviting all residents to come to these town halls to discuss issues of concerns not only for veterans but also their families. The next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 6th at the Tanapa Youth Center from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And just before signing off, wanted to give a quick COVID-19 update here in the CNMI. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation is reporting 95 new cases over the weekend, and they're also reporting that the 4 hospitalized are receiving ICU level of care. Of course, we'll have more on this on the link tomorrow morning and tomorrow night on primetime. Hannah, back to you.
Thanks for that live report, Tomas, on Saipan. 2 weeks after her return, Governor Leon Guerrero is headed back to the mainland. She'll be attending a 3-day summit on the new $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill hosted by the National Governors Association. In a recent news conference, the governor explained that there will be daily cabinet-level presentations designed to help state and territorial leaders decide how to spend the money.
So like one day, there's going to be a whole day about transportation, and there's going to be the Secretary of Transportation with other subject matter experts that will be dialoguing and talking to with the governors and to hear what the governor's plans are in using the infrastructure money, and to also guide them and direct them on how it's probably, we'll talk about best practices of rolling out the infrastructure bill so that it can do what its purpose is.
Earlier this month, the governor was in New York City to meet with bond rating agencies, and then she went to the White House to attend the signing ceremony for the historic infrastructure bill. While she's gone, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenario will be the acting governor, and Speaker Therese Terlahi will be the lieutenant governor. It's almost Giving Tuesday, and we want to know what you will be doing on Giving Tuesday to help others. Let us know across our social media pages on our daily question. Stay tuned, we've got more news after the break.
My name is Keith Iglesias. They're always preaching college in school, which is, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm always talking to the young men and women in school right now, these kids, and telling them, if you don't have something, look up the trades, because there's always going to be construction needed. We have 2 apprentices enrolled with our company right now. Some of my friends that are still in high school, I'm always telling them, look, to do something. If I was in high school, I definitely would have chosen this kind of path, but I didn't know at the time.
From now until December 31, enter to win the 1 million Pacific Points giveaway. Simply activate your account, refer friends, earn and redeem points at Foodies, Shell, and ITE. Learn more about the 1 million Pacific Points giveaway at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Our family was recently challenged with a difficult medical condition where my son needed a liver transplant. And I asked Cabo Select Care to assist me with that, and he required off-island care. In fact, it can only be taken care of off-island. So Cabo Select Care was there to help with all the referrals and the off-island coverage.
Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants, enroll today.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back to Primetime. Senator Joanne Brown today responding to the Port Authority of Guam's resolution seeking to take action against her for what Port GM Rory Respicio says are illegal retroactive raises received by her when she was the Port GM. Senator Brown saying the law specifically says any person who authorizes a pay raise that is retroactive in violation of the law shall be guilty of a misdemeanor. Brown's release saying current Port Chair Frank Santos and board member Nate Tamanglo were on the board when allegedly illegal acts occurred and are members now. The senator said the port's resolution amounts to the port board tasking GM Respicio to go out and get a misdemeanor prosecution against two of his bosses. Respicio in a release countered by saying Brown continues to muddy the water. The release stated Tamanglo didn't sign off on any of Brown's raises, but didn't mention if current board chair Santos did. It added that the port will take any and all administration action to recover the illegal money she received. Port Authority Board Chair Francisco Santos also issued a response late this afternoon. He says after reviewing past board meeting minutes, he calls the board approving Brown's performance evaluation and never approving any retroactive salary pay raises. He adds the only remedy is for Brown to pay it back. The chairman adds, I expected that the former general manager would have followed all the laws and rules and regulations. As her former boss, I am deeply disappointed in her response. Guam Police Department acting spokesperson Officer Berlin Sevilla confirms that a criminal complaint has been filed against Guam Police Department's acting police commander, Major Manny Chung. The complaint was filed by a fellow GPD officer. Sevilla adds that it has been referred to the Office of the Attorney General for their investigation. GPD's Chief Stephen Ignacio declined to comment and referred all inquiries to OAG. KUAM reached out to OAG and has yet to receive a response. As you may recall, it was last week when GPD issued a release that a staff officer was under investigation. GPD's Internal Affairs opened an administrative investigation for alleged misconduct that occurred during the late night hours of November 11 in the Sagan y Pau Pau neighborhood in Dededo. Ignacio has coordinated with the AG's office to conduct a criminal investigation into this matter as well. Police finally caught a man they had been searching for in connection to multiple crimes. He appeared in court over the weekend. With outstanding arrest warrants and a link to several crimes that occurred throughout the year, detectives on Friday finally tracked down and arrested 26-year-old Jathan John Pangolin in Tatautau. Some of the crimes he was connected to include an incident at a Jigo home where the victim inquired purchasing marijuana from a woman known to him. When the woman arrived with Tatautau, she demanded $100 from the victim, and upon refusing to pay, Tatautau allegedly struck him with a baseball bat. Court documents allege that he also took his bag containing his cell phone and some cash. The victim was transported to GRMC care after sustaining injuries to the head and the face. A second incident was a robbery at a Funland game room along Route 1, where a victim alleged that Tautau and another man known to her stole her purse and her keys. A third reported incident was a robbery that occurred at the Dedido Shell gas station. The victim believes that he was set up by a friend who asked to be dropped off there. Upon arrival, 2 other cars pulled up and the victim was allegedly held at gunpoint by Tautau, who drove away with his vehicle. Tautau appeared before Magistrate Judge Season on Saturday for a magistrate's hearing. He was charged with first-degree robbery, armed carjacking, second-degree robbery, aggravated assault, theft of a motor vehicle, burglary to a motor vehicle, theft, and third-degree robbery. The Department of Agriculture is calling for the community's assistance in identifying the person or persons responsible for the recent rash of vandalism, burglary, and theft of property at their compound in Manilao. According to a release, items taken include 8 4x4 tires with 17-inch rims, 3 Nissan Frontiers, 2005 King's Cab, an Almond brand generator, light tower, and solar exterior light panels. There is a $2,000 reward for anyone who provides information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the individuals. If you have any questions or information, please contact conservation officers at 671-864-TOCA. After being closed for nearly 2 years due to renovations, Superdrug Pharmacy in Oka, Tamuning held their grand reopening Monday morning. The pharmacy is now located in the same complex as Oka Payless. Karen Song, who is a registered pharmacist for the last 27 years, led the renovation. With the additional space of 500 square feet, Song says that Superdrug has expanded their services, including a drive-through pickup window.
Not just a drive-through, we will be promoting more of our clinical services, such as our diabetes management program and other clinical services. We offer vaccinations here. Currently, we're helping with the mass vaccination for the COVID, but we are also offering flu vaccine and other vaccines as time goes on.
Their hours of operation are from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. To book an appointment, you can call the pharmacy at 671-646-6183 and email sdoka@paylessmarkets.com. Sports is up next with Dave Delgado. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our emergency rental assistance program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
There will come a time when people talk about how Hyundai makes the best car on the road. Now seems about right. The technologically advanced Hyundai Elantra is the 2021 North American Car of the Year.
So you went to Mickey D's and didn't even... Man, that's wrong. What? You're all right.
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
I'm here with professional rugby player Jacob Flores, who plays for the Seattle Seawolves, back home, spending time with the fam. Looking back at your first season, how blessed and fortunate are you just to, one, be playing professional sports, and two, to be playing and finish a season during these trying times?
Pandemic was in 2020, and I haven't played rugby for, over a year. It's just one of those things that I just been putting in the work, and I got the call sometime in March, and they just asked me if I was ready to go like that same week. And as I said, I just been staying ready. I ended up playing that same weekend. It was a good time. Those guys became family, man. That's our group. It's an Islander thing, and I was the only Guamanian obviously there, but it was a good time, bro. They took me in, and just overall, you know, the team is just like a huge melting pot of talent, like from all over the world, bro. And these guys been playing high level rugby for most of their life, and just to be there, to be able to grow and learn and seek my own excellence, and man, it's just a blessing, really, because like for me this past year, it was my rookie season, so it's just one of those things where I was just taking everything in and absorbing and learning the system.
Any talks with the coaches of maybe, you know, utilizing you a little bit more in different ways, or just, you know, bringing you back on the squad so you can contribute any way you can?
I did speak with my coach before the season ended, and he did anticipate bringing me back next season. It's just one of those things where nothing's guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed unless it's on contract. So definitely just staying ready, doing the work. One thing that was mentioned was, you know, like me personally, I'm like one of the smaller flankers on my team, which is the position that I play. And like the first game I played, I went in for one of my boys, Samu. Samu's probably like 6'5", and I'm 5'11". So it's what my coach told me is that he does want to use me in other positions, and I was told that we'll leave that for him to decide. And yeah, it's just one of those things where you just got to stay ready. You got to put in the work, and if you get that call up, then you know you just got to show up.
Giving your time to help with the groundskeeping at the Weddingale field.
GRC, that's my home field. I've been playing rugby with GRC since 2005. That's where the roots is firm, and it's just really good to go back home, be there with the boys. We had a cleanup this weekend, so that's something that the boys always do. And if anybody ever wants to volunteer, you know, just reach out to the Guam Rugby Club and see when the next cleanup is. And it's just another way to give back to the community. So regarding rugby too, I just found out that FBLG middle school rugby is going on right now. So I have some plans today to go to FB, help coach the kids. And tomorrow I'll be going to BMS to go help coach those kids as well. And FB is a little bit special to me because that's where I went to middle school, you know. So yeah, it's exciting.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
What are you doing? What? Just reminding him I serve my breakfast sandwiches all day and all night with freshly cracked eggs. Try my 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches.
Welcome back. Tonight we feature Primo Pizza Kaya as one of the many businesses on island that that is Guam Safe certified by the Guam Visitors Bureau and carries the WTTC Safe Travel stamp.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Happy day, my name is Marcy Castro and I'm the General Manager here at Primo Pizzacaya. This was a great service that GVB assisted in bringing to our island that allows our guests to have a certain comfort knowing that we're meeting the standard for safety and sanitation. This means that our team has implemented some health and hygiene protocols to safeguard our team and our guests. We have implemented some safety procedures that have become more of a routine in our service. Here at Primo, we have decided to maintain a 50% occupancy for indoor dining. This allows a little bit more space between the tables and a walkway. Our kitchen is still visible to the guests, but just with a little bit more distance. We have remained committed to our takeout supporters and are still providing curbside pickup. We do our best to assist all of our takeout orders outside our premises or at their vehicle to minimize traffic through the restaurant. Constant surface and tool sanitation is key, but so is not letting our guard down. As a small team in a smaller place, we are very conscious that our actions outside of guest service are just as important. We have also implemented our own safety procedure within our team in order to guarantee transparency in risk of exposure. In a time when so many things are out of our control, we are doing our best to guarantee that we are doing our part to keep our team, our guests, and our community safe.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
On this November 29th, join me, won't you, in wishing a happy birthday to Helen Santos, who gets the shout-out, Happy Birthday, Mama Helen. May God bless you always. Love, Dad, your kids, Brisa, Hinanyao, Bonita, Hinasu, and all your family and friends. Also, happy birthday to Michael Paul Villagomez, a KUAM kid who turns 13 today, from Mommy and Daddy and the whole Villagomez and Maget clans and your KUAM family, all of the KUAM kids, and all of us aunties and uncles that have seen you grow up into a very responsible and talented young man. Your family says we love you and they're very, very proud of you. Happy birthday, Mikey. And happy belated birthday wishes going out to Vivian, who was born on the 7th. Happy 22nd birthday to my first love. To never forget how wildly capable you are. You get love from Nana, Mom, your brother, your sister, and the entire family near and far. Also, happy birthday number 14 to Victor, who says, happy birthday, handsome. You're growing into a little man, yet still you're my little boy. You get love from Nana, Mom, your sisters, and the entire family, also near and far. And also, happy birthday to Anna Marie, who celebrates birthday number 18 on the 27th. Happy birthday, beautiful, the only grandchild to resemble her heavenly grandmother, Vivian. We wish all of your dreams come true. Love once again from Nana, Auntie, your cousins, and the entire family, near and far.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. I'm Hannah Devonzo. Good night, and thanks for watching.